Okay, first off, a little disclaimer. I like packs, have lots of packs. Um, this one has really found a nice place, or at least a version of this one. This one's new to me. I haven't actually used it yet, but I have an older version that I have, and I'm going to actually compare those a little bit. But for quick day hikes where I don't want to carry a full pack, or just have this one loaded up lots of times, and I can just grab it and go. It's pretty nice. So anyways, what I'm going to do is just go over some of this. This is actually the Mountainsmith Tour Lumbar Pack, and as well as the Strappettes. And one of the reasons I bought this was because I had this guy, which is, I don't know how old this thing is. I know it's pre 1999. And the reason I ended up with the new one was because from all the reviews I could read, this version wasn't compatible with the Strappettes, which I'll explain and show a little bit later. After receiving the Strappettes, I determined I actually didn't need to get a new bag. I would have been fine with the old one, and I just wanted to make sure that that was very clear. So for those of you that do have these older ones, and like I said, this is really old. There's a model even before this, I think, where this is a little bit different. It's a little similar to this, but you still have these compression straps on the bottom, whereas this old one doesn't even have those. The main thing with the Strappettes, though, the new ones, and even the previous model, have a buckle here, a quick release buckle, whereas the older one has this woven, whatever they're called. But anyways, what I noticed was when this showed up, I figured this might be sewn on, but you can actually take this apart. And so if you take off this clip part, you could actually then just thread it through here, and you'd probably be good to go. So with that, I'm going to put these aside for a second, and we'll talk about some of the differences and similarities that still exist between these packs. One thing to note, like I said, I know it's pre-1999, and it's probably, I don't know, this thing's probably bordering on 25, 30 years old, maybe even a bit older than that, I don't know, but it's in great shape. You'll notice that there's a lot of similarities. You still have these handles here. They both have, if I can find it, shoulder straps. A little bit difference there. This one's a little beefier than the old one. The hip packs, again, more padding. This one is, not much padding there, so that was kind of an upgrade that I like too. This one, and I'm not sure when the change occurred, but this one is made in the United States. The new stuff, including the Strappettes, is made in Vietnam, I believe. Thought that was on here somewhere. Designed in Colorado, made in Vietnam. If you look at the zippers, kind of similarity. They both have pretty good size pulls on them, but the older model, they're both pretty beefy zippers, but the older model is a little chunkier and everything. So we'll see. These zippers have been great. I mean, there's been dirt and all kinds of stuff, and I've never had any problems with these zippers. Hopefully, this one will be the same. Again, a lot of similarities. They made the insides of these new ones really bright, and they've allowed you to put. It says a headphone. You might be able to fit a small bladder in there and run the hose up through there. I'm not quite sure. This one's not designed for that, but again, you have this little internal pocket, which has been flipped to the front instead of the back on here. This one not as bright. You have just one big pocket in here, and then the new one you have the big pocket with the divider that is padded, I think, so you can put a tablet or something in there, which I'm not really sure if I like that or not, but I don't know if it'll really compromise how I use it. Both have side water bottle pockets. I believe the old ones are a little bit bigger, but as I'll show later, I still can fit a 32-ounce bottle in here. They both have pockets on the front that you can kind of store stacks or stuff in. They both have the little bungee. I'm not sure which I like better, really. Like this one, you only have these two connection points really that you can choose from. You have these little daisy chains attached here, but because of how they've put this together, you're pretty well limited with where it's structured there, unless you want to take it apart and move things around or add additional bungees that way. Like I said, this is nice, a nice feature. You got the compression on the bottom, whereas the old one didn't. You just had the loops. This one does have where your side compression's attached, and you can pull here. It goes all the way around the pack, so it kind of sucks that up. We'll see how this one works. It's got these compression straps here, so it pulls up this way, whereas this one you had this I don't even know if you can see that on camera. This one here on the side, and then the one that kind of did the bottom. So we'll see how those work. Trying to think. Other than that, I think that's the majority, of the similarities and differences. So I think I will put the Strappettes on, and then maybe show you what this thing can haul, at least a little bit, what I sometimes carry, and go from there. So I just thought I'd actually show how these guys work here. So these are the Strappettes. So you have to remove your shoulder strap, but then you end up with these adjustable shoulder straps here. I've got to actually look. These guys just buckle in right there. So that part's pretty self-explanatory, pretty easy. Now the bottom portion though has this I don't know, little metal ring thing on here, and I was kind of looking at that. I'm like, what do you do with that? But they explain it fairly well. You kind of need to tuck these in, and then you have this middle ring right here as well. And I'm going to try to get this up close on camera so you can see it, but you actually just sort of pop that through and then pull it into place. So that's how you do that. And the same thing over here on this side. Again, you just pop it through, make sure it's not going to fly back out on you, which this one is seeming to want to do, and then you put some pressure on that. I think once you get the pressure on there, I don't know that'll be an issue. I can't see those popping out when you're actually wearing it. You can also, one thing I didn't mention before, they both have the ability to tuck. There's a little pocket on both of them right here if you want to hide like passports or whatever. And then the hip pockets can tuck internally. On the other one, there's some Velcro here, so it holds it in a little bit better, but really probably about the same. So that's how you attach that. And then you get it. You can choose to tuck those if you don't want to use them, or you've got the pack here with shoulder straps, which you can see pictures of that all over the internet and everything, but yeah, works. I've tried it on. It seems fairly comfortable. I'll have to see. Hopefully I'll get a hike in this weekend and we'll see how it goes. So anyways, I will now show what some of the things that you can get in here. Okay, so I got this thing full up, so probably went a little overboard actually with what I carry. I crammed a lot of stuff in there that I might not take on every trip. It's kind of things that I take for specific things, but this will just give you an idea of kind of what this guy can hold. And I didn't even use these straps, which I could have strapped on some additional shoes like flip-flops or a jacket or something else. But one thing I wanted to point out is this is a 32 ounce hydro flask, and I can fit that in on either side, so I can take two of those and carry my wife's if she doesn't want to pack it or whatever. I did draw this in tight. I'm hoping, I think when I'm wearing this, it's not going to be anything. I'm not going to be running in that. I have a separate pack that I use for trail running and everything, and I don't carry these anyways. So I'm not too concerned about these jostling out or anything. They seem fairly secure, but if that changes, I'll be sure to update or whatever. But anyways, I'm going to show you what I've shoved in here. So got this hydro flask. Like I said, I could fit one on the other side. That's in there. On the bottom, I strapped my trekking poles, which those, I don't know, they seem a bit loose, so I don't know if I probably could cinch it down a little bit tighter because that would compress the things in there a bit too. But typically I'll probably be using those, so I don't know that they'd be in there unless for some reason I need my hands for something else. But just thought I'd show those. This front pocket here, got a key loop, so that's probably where the key to the car would go. Got some snacks, my little field notebook. Main pocket, I went a little nutso and just shoved everything in here for the most part. This is where things get a little bit strange. Sometimes I like to go out and attempt painting or drawing, watercoloring, something like that. So, you know, if we're going on real casual things where we're going short hikes, and I'll sit down and just draw or paint something. So that's all this. There's actually, oh, and that. So that I just shoved in there, and this is actually what I've used that old pack for a lot, is to carry this with some water and snacks and stuff, so when we just go out I can do that stuff. So that worked out well. So that's that. I also have, you know, kind of my emergency essentials here. I've got a little multi-tool, a lighter, and some cordage all in a little bag. GPS, small first aid kit, headlamp, and rain jacket. I think that might be everything I've got shoved in there. But as you can see, that was actually all shoved in this part. I didn't really use that. That's why I'm saying I'm not sure that's going to be an issue. It kind of compresses back there pretty good. So I'm going to move the camera here just a little bit so you can kind of see the pack and everything that was in it. So that's what I had in it. I still had room if I really wanted to shove some more stuff in there. I also probably could have moved that rain jacket out to the outside and would have had a lot more space internally in the pockets. So far from my experience with the old one, these things carry really well, so I'm not too concerned about that. Like I said, my main thing was just to kind of go through some of the similarities and differences. And for those of you that own the old pack, even though everywhere I looked said it's not compatible with the Strappettes, once the Strappettes themselves showed up, they, let me see, had a little statement. You can't read that on the camera. Anyways, it says step 2, if you have a pre-1999 lumbar, remove the male end of the side release hardware from the Strappettes and thread the webbing through the ladder lock buckles. So you can do it. My wife was like, oh, now you can return the pack, but I think she's going to let me keep it. We'll see. You know, like I said, I have a nice collection of packs. I like having a variety, and the other one can always be used to store emergency supplies in the car, or just as to fill up with stuff if we want to take somewhere quick. But so far, I really like the Mountainsmith products that I've had in the past, so looking forward to using this. If you've got any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching.